So bring us some figgy pudding, so bring us some figgy pudding. Yes, we all know the song. I'm Robert Jones and we're back in the kitchen making some figgy pudding. You guys, I'm so excited. I found this last weekend in Arizona in Wickenburg. And this is a steam tin for figgy pudding or any kind of a Christmas pudding. I thought it was an antique at first. I was so excited, and then I cracked it open while I was in the store. And inside there was a card made by William Sonoma. Not an antique, but that's okay. Kind of a traditional looking English pudding pot, cake tin, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, today we're going to make some figgy pudding, more of an English style with a little bit of a California twist just because we don't have all the ingredients there, and I think it'll taste better anyway. So just to remind you, a figgy pudding is a steamed cake basically with lots of dried fruit and bread and eggs. So it's a custard with fruit, cake, whatever. Anyway, and it's cooked on the stove. It's not cooked in the oven. I think it's just an old-fashioned way of cooking things, and figs were used because they were a sugar source at the time before modern cane sugar and all the refined stuff that we have today. So anyway, let's get started. This is a really simple recipe. It's not hard to do. It just takes a little time because we're going to do the prep. We're going to cook the figs a little bit, then we're going to chop it all up and put it in the pan, and then it steams for 2 hours, which seems like a long time, but basically it's cooking at 214 degrees, so it takes a little while. So anyway, let's get started. Figgy pudding time! Alright, you guys, we're down here on the counter just so you can see what's going on. We have 1.5 cups of dried figs. These are California figs. They're a little bit lighter in color. They're not the mission style dark ones. And these are aged. I love aged figs. If you guys can see this stuff here, this is sugar. It's natural sugar that comes out of the fig. Can you see that? And tastes amazing. Okay, so I already went through this and I pulled the little stems off on the top of the figs. There are little stems. You want to take the hard, those are not good to eat. They're kind of hard and chewy, so we're going to take those off. We're going to put all of our figs that have been destemmed in the pot. That's 1.5 cups of that. We've also got 1.5 cups of dark raisins. It calls for currants normally, but we don't have really a lot of currants here. We are raisin capital. So I have some dark raisins, I have some golden raisins, 1/2 cup of each. Put those in there. Try not to make a mess. Very simple. 2 cups of water added to this. And then we're going to put this on the stove and we're going to let this come to a boil. Turn it down to a simmer and let it sit for 20 minutes. And then I will show you what this looks like in 20 minutes. Alright, bye! Alright, you guys, here on the Steadicam, I wanted to show you our fruit was simmering for 20 minutes. And here's what it looks like now. So everything is plumped up. We're going to reserve the liquid and we're going to cut the fruit up a little bit. So I'm going to change angles and let's take it up. Okay, you guys, so the next step, we've got our fruit, it's cooled, and now we're going to take our tin, our lovely tin, now it's shiny and nice. Okay, I've got some butter. I got like a whole pound of butter here, probably a lot more than I need. So what we're going to do is we're just going to butter the inside of this tin. So take some butter and put it all around the tin, and we want to be liberal, as they say, liberal with the butter. Butter, liberally butter. And the hard part is to get the bottom part. This is a little messy, but it's gonna be good. Okay, we have liberally buttered our pan, meaning there's a lot of butter. There's a chunk in there. There we go. So now I'm making noise. Okay, and I'm also just gonna do the tin top because I don't know. Why not? Nothing gonna stick to this! Okay, back to our fruit. There is a reason I was doing the buttered first, because we're going to cut about 5 or 6 of these figgies in half, lengthwise. You guys can see that, lengthwise. Because then we're going to have beautiful insides, beautiful guts. Beautiful guts. Because we're going to put those in the bottom of the figgy pudding so that when it turns out it's going to be really, really nice. Okay guys, then take your buttered tin like this and you're going to take the open side of your fig and kind of open it up a little bit and then place it at the top or the bottom of the bowl like so. Try to make it nice. Figgy pudding. Okay, so your figs should be in the bottom like this. So when you flip it over and we do an upside down cake, they're gonna be nice. Chop up the rest of your figs into tiny pieces. Okay guys, so remember our raisins and the water and everything? So I'm gonna dump these out and we're gonna reserve the liquid because we're gonna make a sauce from that. Okay, so reserve this and put it in a pot. Now what you want to do is you want to cook this down until it's thick, like a syrup. Then put your figs in with the raisins. All the good stuff. And set this aside. Alright, let me clean up and we'll be back. Okay, so now taking a separate bowl, we're going to take 8 slices of white bread, good white bread. Let's see, there's 4. And there's 8. According to the old English tradition, you then want to make this bread into what they said was pea-sized pieces. So we're just gonna break it up into little tiny pieces here. Try not to crush it too much. Okay, then I have the magic bullet. If you don't have a magic bullet, you can use a food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can use a knife. It's like magic. I have our walnuts here that I toasted in the oven just for a couple minutes just to give them some nice smell. What we want to do is we want to grind these or chop them as fine as we can. They want to be almost like a flour. Just taking the nuts, putting in the blade, and then I'm just going to chop the heck out of these. Okay, we want them fine like this. We don't want them into nut butter, so not too much. Okay, I got a B.O.B., a big ass bowl, put it here, and we're going to put the nuts in here. Make sure you get them all. Oh, it smells so good with the nuts, you guys. It smells very roasted. We are then going to add our bread that we tore apart. All of that. And we're going to add our flour. Oops. We're going to add our flour to this as well. Very easy, just mix all of this together. So we got our nuts, our bread, our flour, and we just want to mix it nice. Bread might be a little big, but I'm chopping it up. Try to make sure that the nuts are evenly distributed through. And then we also want to add all of our fruit. Get it all in there. And then toss that as well. Try to make sure everything is evenly distributed. Wow, this is making a lot more than I thought it was going to. Let's see what happens when we put the liquid in. Okay, set this aside and now we're going to do the wet ingredients. How many cups with 7 tablespoons?
7 tablespoons equals 0.438 customary cup.
Okay guys, we got our trusty machine over here, and then we are going to put 7 tablespoons of butter, which is just under a half a cup. Put that in here. And then we're going to put our paddle attachment, and we're going to put our brown sugar. And then we want to beat this until the brown sugar and the butter are nice and fluffy. So, see you in a second. Okay guys, I forgot to turn the camera back on, but we're back. All I did was beat up the sugar and the butter till it's creamy, and now I just added the eggs, and now we're just going to keep mixing a little bit more. Okay, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, just a tiny bit, and then 1 cup of milk at room temperature, and spilling it all over the place. Good. And then just mix this up. Give it a little scrape down. The butter is going to be in little tiny pieces because it's not really going to mix in to all of this. Don't worry about it. Okay, you guys, we got our giant bread bowl with all the goodies in it here. Bread bowl. And then we're just going to take this mixture of the milk and the butter and everything, and we're going to put it in there. Make sure you get all the butter pieces out. It's going to be weird and chunky, and don't worry about it. It's going to all cook together. Okay. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It looks weird. And then you're just going to toss all of this together nicely. Mix it all in. Mix it all in. Let it absorb. It's all going to absorb. And it's going to be thick. But it should be just enough to moisten everything. It doesn't have to be crazy wet. Remember, this is basically a bread pudding. Okay. See how easy? It's mushy, it's wet. Ta-da! Now we have our tin with the lovely figs in the bottom. And now we're just going to pack this full. So just take little scoops. You guys see that? Yeah, you can see that. Is that better? Just take little scoops at a time and put it around it. Now remember, this is going to be very dense, so don't worry about, you're going to have to pack it all down. So smash it down. Once you got a layer in there, push it down so that your figs are tight with the dough. The nice thing about this is the hole on top is sealed, so stuff's not going to go down there. Just keep packing it in, impacting it. Oh, by the way, if you do not have this tin, you can do this in a bundt pan, you can do it in a casserole dish, you can do it in whatever you want. It does not have to be this particular tin. What you do need to do is you need to make sure that you put a piece of parchment and a piece of aluminum foil, and you need to really cover it tightly so while it's steaming the water doesn't get in there. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just really pushing it down into the mold. Really push it down. In fact, I think I'm going to use my fingers, my impeccably clean fingers, and I'm going to push it down so it's nice and even all the way around. I want to make sure it's flat because when it comes out, remember this is going to be the base. So we want it to lay out nicely. Okay, like that. And then here's a trick. Use your finger and go around the rim and make sure it's nice and clean so that when your lid goes on, it gets a good seal. Alright, let me wash my hands. Okay, so you got your pot, or you got your casserole pan, or whatever you're using, and then you're just going to put a piece of parchment over the top. And if you don't have a lid like I do, you can use aluminum foil. Put the lid on, put it nice and tight, and then I'm going to use some scissors and I'm just going to trim around it. Doesn't have to be glamorous. Like this. Then you're going to put on the little latches if it has latches. You can also tie it on with string if you don't have any aluminum foil. I've seen that done as well. And voila! It is ready to go in the steamer. Alright, let's get our pot on for steam and I'll show you what goes on next. I can't tell you, this is like 6 pounds. It's really heavy. Alright, let's put this in the steamer. Okay guys, for mine, I'm going to be steaming in a pasta pot. It is a double boiler. If you don't have this, it's okay, you don't need this. I'm just finding it's going to be easier because I'm going to take my figgy pudding and plop my figgy pudding in here and steam it away with just a lid on top. So the first thing we're going to do is we have to put some water in here. So I'm going to put some water in here and then I'm going to bring this to a boil. Then I'm going to take my figgy pudding and I'm going to drop it in here like this. And then check it every half an hour or so just to make sure there's still water going. If you want, what you should do is you should fill it up to the halfway point with water. So the water is here boiling. It's called a ban. You can't see what I'm doing. Alright, so what you should do is when you put this in the pot, you should fill the water up halfway to the side of the container here. It's called the bain-marie, so you want to have half this in the water. Or if you're going to have it in a steamer, you can just have it in the steamer too. And then you're going to cook this for 2 hours. It's basically going to steam it at 214 degrees. Yes, 212 is boiling, 214 is the steam. And in 2 hours, we're going to pop this out of here. So, we'll see you in 2 hours. Okay, you guys, I am reducing down the watery liquid that the fruit was in. You can see it's starting to get thick. Do not take your eyes off of it. Boil it until it's down to about a 1/4 cup. Looks like this. Because it will burn instantly. And then also I wanted to show you, here we are, we've got our pudding in the steam and I'm about to put the lid on. Here we go. Alright you guys, it has been 2 hours. You can hear the pot boiling, listen. Steaming away, steaming away. So I'm going to turn this up. Here, let me see if I'll open this up. Ooh, it's steamy. Alright, so I'm going to take this out of here and put it on the counter. Let it cool for a couple minutes and then we will dump it out. Pudding time. Okay, you guys, I'm so excited. We're going to have cake soon. So we got our steamed pudding in the pot. Got a plate to put it on. So let's do this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open this. Ooh, it's hot. It's like a little garbage can. It's got a little, take the top off, put that in the sink, and let the plane go by. Jeez. Okay, so we have our paper seal here, so it should be nice and done. Oh, you guys look, can you guys see that? Let me show you. So look, it actually raised up in the pan about 1 inch. So it is taller than it was before. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to put this here so you guys can see. I'm going to put the plate. Well, first of all, got a fork here. I'm just going to try to loosen the edge a little bit, make sure it's loosened. I don't think it's too sticky because remember we buttered it well. And then from the center pillar, okay. It's the moment of truth. Let me get a towel because it's going to be hot. Alright, trying to center it on the plate. Here we go. Oh, you know what? Jesus, airplanes. All of them all of them? Right now. All of them. Alright, you guys, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and... Oh, I think we have loosenage. It feels loose. Let me move it to the middle. La-da! Figgy pudding! I'm so excited. Look at that figgy pudding! Oh, you guys, I feel so proud. I feel so proud right now. Look at that. And this thing weighs like 5 pounds. You know what? I'm curious. It is 4.1 pounds. 4.1 pounds. And if you are in Europe, we'll do it in some grams. So 1,872 grams of figgy pudding. Do 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 do. Okay, you guys, all messing aside. Now, if I was going to serve this, we don't have holly here. So what I did is I went and got some pretty junipers. Now, how festive does that look? Can you guys see that? How festive is that? Ta-da! Figgy pudding. Ta-da! Figgy pudding. Really excited about my figgy pudding. Okay, now we photographed the crap out of the figgy pudding. Okay, guys, so all things aside, so I'm going to take this out because that was just for decoration. Now we're going to cut a nice slice of figgy pudding. Here we go, you guys. Ready? Cutting the figgy pudding. Cutting it, making it nice. Making it nice. Oh, I'm going to cut a big old piece because I have Jim here. Say hi, Jim.
Hi, everybody.
Everybody knows Jim from Taste Test videos. He's in the back. He is so excited to taste this.
Can't wait to try the figgy pudding.
Alright, let's get this on a plate. So, I don't have a pie server, so... Oh, look at that figgy pudding. Figgy pudding. I'm so excited because we made some whipped cream. We're going to put a dollop of whipped cream on this. Just a dollop. Maybe a little bit more dollop. There we go. Now it looks special. And then we're going to put a little drizzle of our fruit caramel sauce here. How nice does that look? Oh, our whip is running away. Running away. Back on there. Oh, okay. With the green. And we're going to shove some green in there. Alright, you guys, I'm feeling pretty proud about that. Take a couple more pictures. So bring us some figgy pudding. So bring us some figgy pudding. We made some figgy pudding. The video is coming soon. So let's eat it right now. Alright, you guys. Guess what time it is? It is the moment you've been waiting for. You guys, I'm so proud of this right now. It looks so nice. I'm looking at the camera to make sure it looks nice. Oh, figgy pudding. Oh. The backside. Oh. Okay, you guys. I'm so excited to try this out. It smells amazing. Oh, okay, so let me just go over the components again. So we have the figgy pudding with the little fig topper. This is the fig piece on top. I have some whipped cream that is not sweetened. That's just my choice. You can do it how you want to do it. And then we took the fruit caramel, which is just the boiled down sauce from the fruit, and it makes a caramel sauce. And then this is just juniper, because we don't have holly here. So, okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I want to eat this fig that's on top, because I love figs. It's a fig. It's so good. All right, let's get a real piece of the pudding with some whipped cream and some caramel. Whole bite of everything. I have 2 words. Make this. It's delicious. All right, one more bite. So you get 3 bites today with more whip. If you like bread pudding, you're gonna love this. It is so good. All right, I hope you guys enjoy this. Merry Christmas. All right, you guys, so what'd you think? Figgy pudding, pretty exciting for the holidays. You know, you could pretty much make this any time of the year, but, you know, it's special. It's got lots of fruit. In olden times, fruit was very expensive and not very resourceful in the winter time, so this is what you would make. So, kind of excited. Figgy pudding. Give it a try, you guys. I'm Robert Jones. You can find me everywhere as either Eudaemonius, EUDAEMONIUS, or add MARKII to the end, Mark II. That means part 2. In case you're wondering. You guys can check out my blog, EudaemoniusMarkII at blogspot.com for more information on this video, and a copy of the recipe will also be there and down below in the comments. I'd love to know what you guys think. If you are trying this or if you're trying other traditional holiday fare, let's have a conversation. Love to talk to you. Alright, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you later. Bye!